Hi, I'm Leslie.
And I'm Doreen.
We are starting with Mike and Ximena because there's a lot there in this week's episode. But before we jump into that, please subscribe and leave us your comments, any insights that you have that we might have missed. But let's just jump right into Mike and Ximena. And I'm just going to start with a little that kind of sums up the whole thing. And this was Mike's insights. Quote, he says, she doesn't want to change her ways because she said she was going to change her ways. And he says she doesn't want to spend any time together. So she doesn't want to spend any time with Mike. And Mike said to himself, now what does that mean?
You got to scratch your head sometimes.
Mike.
You really do.
We think we know what that means. She's done. She's over it. The gravy train's ended. The money's drying up. What else is there to say?
Well, and then, he was talking and he's like, I only pay her rent. Or she's like, you only pay my rent. I pay everything else or whatever. And I'm thinking, you need to stop paying her rent. You need to ghost her, block her number, get on a plane to America. And that's it. And she's crying. And we're all like, is she crying because she realized she was a horrible, nasty person?
Yeah,
or the money's going away?
I'm thinking she was crying because kind of like, ooh, that little thing just got away. That, that was kind of a good situation. Did I make a mistake?
Yeah.
So I think those were her tears. But thank God Mike is like starting to run because he needs to run, hop on that plane and hightail it back home.
A lot of these men, they got to get their brains in order.
And I just have to say this, that the mom, throwing her a little bit under the bus, because I think she likes the free ride having Mike. She wants her daughter with Mike because that free ride, and he's good for the kids, and he is a nice guy. And then she said that she hasn't had any serious relationships. And of course, she said that was a lie. But I'm sitting there thinking, this girl has 2 kids. I go, am I just really old-fashioned and outdated? But once you have a child with someone, doesn't that kind of like click it into the kind of serious relationship
she could have gotten pregnant and they could have hightailed it and she could have had the babies. I mean, we don't know.
Twice?
But she
None
said
of them
in
were
the car,
serious?
in the
That's sad
car,
to me.
she told Mike that's not true. She said she had serious relationships.
Yes,
and her mother was lying. So
good, because she has 2 children. I'd like to think they were at least remotely serious.
Yeah.
Just from a moral standpoint, but whatever.
And speaking of men and all of their craziness, we bring into Ben and Mahogany. I don't understand. She left him.
It's the immature meeting the immature, trying to call the other one out for being more immature. They're both ridiculously immature. It's a.
I mean, I'm a little bit on his side because, he sent her, like he said, 10 or 20 texts. And they were going to meet for breakfast. She ignored him. I got news for you. I wouldn't show up either.
Yes,
and
the thing that was funny is that she was like, "Well, why didn't you tell me you weren't coming?" And
he's like, "I sent you 20 messages."
He should have flipped that back on her, saying, "Well, she said she wanted to discuss those things in person, which is why she didn't respond." Well, why didn't you respond with that? Like the two of them just don't belong together. Take your filters and go on home.
Yeah, and I don't understand where there should be no reason that he even talks to her anymore, because when he was like, well, we have a 3-hour car ride home, and then he goes out the door and she's gone. I mean, that is just mean. I wouldn't do that to anybody. That is mean and that is nasty. And he's in another country. It's not even your country. And you do that. You must hate his guts. So I hope this is over. I hope that is it.
I know. Like, oh, please. It's just ridiculous.
Well, speaking of young people and old people, Kim and Usman. You know what? I have a hard time with this again. He serenades her, and she's like, "Oh my God, everything's fine. You're perfect again. We're so in love."
I think he's just like, in case this is the end and this is the last time I'm on TV, let me at least get my one chance to get my song out there. And you know what? He's not even a great singer. Like, I was kind of like, ooh, is he like, it was, I don't know.
Yeah, he's
it did not sound good.
No, I think it's the whole image, like when he does and when he has all those models with him, it's like a nice video.
I think it needed some serious studio work, that song, but
yeah, I think he just made that
my
up
opinion.
for her.
It did not fly with me, but she's roped back in, which is exactly what he wanted. Now they get to figure out the bazillion mile difference and figure out how to make that last.
Yeah, and she's like taking this as if, because we've been talking for a year. You've been boyfriend and girlfriend for a day, like a week. Like, okay, let's move in. What's going on?
It's the crazy and the crazy. But what are we going to do?
Jasmine and Gino.
I'm actually happy about them.
Oh
I know you don't agree, but I really think Jasmine loves Gino. I really do. I think she's like okay with her fake diamond ring. It doesn't even matter because this is Gino and she actually loves him and she loves him with all his
You know, her
lack
tears
of
were
hair
real.
and all the things, and she loves
I'll
him.
give you, her tears were real, and she's like, you know, I really love him, and he's my person, and I do love him, and I think we're meant to be. I will give you that, but I think that's going to get old really quick.
I don't.
His
I think she
cheapness,
loves him.
his everything. She gets to America, and
she
she's got and he's like, oh no, sorry, we can't afford, you know, bag real cherries because it's $1.99. He starts that shit. She is not going to last. So long term, they won't last. That's my theory.
I don't know. I got the feeling that she loved him. I was shocked also that she has hair extensions too. Am I the only person in the world that does not have hair extensions?
I do not have hair extensions.
You got real hair.
This is
Obviously,
my hair.
mine's real because I would certainly get my money back if this. But anyway,
I didn't know she did either, though. That was crazy.
It was like the whole world. Okay.
Memphis and Hamza. Looks like there's going to be
She
a
loves
wedding.
him too. I think she loves him too. I'm so gullible.
Why?
Just give me a little bit.
Gullible.
Give me a little bit, and I just like jump right on board the love train. I think she actually loves this guy. She forgoed her little prenup, which made sense.
She
to
did
me.
the postnup. She couldn't do
Very
the prenup
different,
because there
but
wasn't enough time.
Right, so she forgoed the prenup and is going to try to nail it down
She
in a
didn't want to
postnup.
upset the family, and
I
he
was
said
like,
yes to the postnup.
She loves him. I think she loves him. I think he loves her too.
I think he loves her. I don't know if he wants to go to America or not. I think she obviously loves something about him. I don't know if she's just looking so hard for somebody to be her husband.
She's been damaged, and I think he loves her, and that even that family embracing her and accepting her, it's all just wonderful things for her.
But still, how old are her kids? Are they 1 and 2? Are they 5 and 10? I don't know how old her kids are, and I would really like to know, because you know what? He's really young and he's really mature, and I don't know if he's going to be able to be a parent. First off, he doesn't speak the language. So what are you going to say? No, no, no? And like that's the extent of what you can say to a kid? I just see a whole bunch of issues with this, and I know they haven't gotten into them, but I don't understand how that is even possible.
I'm assuming they're going to have a series on that. Yeah, but I was just happy at least this show ended and there were 2 possible, although not probable, but still possible love connections that might actually like go a little bit of distance before they hit the skids. So I was happy about that. And the one thing I didn't tell you that I found very frustrating about this whole show in general and the ongoing season with this is not a show that you can watch and do anything else, because you have to be, your eyes have to be on the screen to see the translation. We have like 3 of these couples translating. It's not for the person that's like trying to multitask watching their favorite show, because I was like, oh, I missed the translation, you know. So that was just a little note that I found.
And you got to pay attention to little things. Like you might miss, if you're doing something besides watching the show, you might miss somebody's face in the background and stuff like that.
I am tuned in. I just, that I did find a little frustrating. But.
Yeah, I hear you. The last couple, there's really not, I feel like, do I just shut my eyes when they come on, Ella and Johnny? I think the last I heard, he was not going to come meet her in some country because it was too expensive, and he wants to wait another 8 months till after COVID. And she's like, well, I'm going to be dating other people then, or looking for other people to date.
She had that hookup and just like straight up told him. Oh, yeah.
Did I miss that? Was that afterwards? Okay, see, I might shut my eyes when that comes on.
Yeah, no, she had a friend came over and he hugged her or whatever like that. And then
but did they have sex?
It didn't mean to happen, and then they had sex. I'm like, like how that just happens. I don't know if I'm just like clueless in this world. Like someone comes over, they give you a hug, and before you know it, you've slept with them.
Give me a hug.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it. And then, of course, she promptly tells him, I don't know these people. But she's desperate. She's desperate for affection. She has more issues. She should be seeing a therapist with the rest of these people. But
yeah, so who knows what's going to happen, but we need to stay tuned next week and hope that Mike and Ben both get on a plane and, cancel that and go to, people in the U.S. And that's what we are hoping for. We need
some people coming back home to the U.S. and leaving these chicks behind. But anyway, thank you for watching, and please subscribe below and leave whatever comments you have. Or
love to hear from you.
Yes, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.